Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photo chats. So today we'll talk about a light meter. So light meters are handy because you can use them to accurately measure the light that is what you're making your photograph of. And I am a big fan of using a light meter when I'm in a place where I can't easily guess the exposure. Now, when I shoot outside, I'm typically using Sunny 16 with my old Leicas and Rolleiflexes. But if there's a time when you need a meter reading and you want to be accurate in places where it's not typically sunny bright, it's not typically your average lighting like you would have on any other given day, that you could just guess Sunny 16, that's where an exposure meter comes in handy. And today's talk is not about that Minolta. It's about an Astrhori. Have you ever heard of those? This company is out of China, and they asked me if they would be able to send me a clip-on light meter, and if I would try it out and see if I find it to be something that's useful. So inside, I said I would, there's an instruction pamphlet, and basically you have a exposure meter and a power cord to charge it up with USB. And it would fit on a hot shoe. It's small, and you could put this on top of your Leica if you wanted a small camera mounted light meter, and it has a really nice display. You can see that. And it makes it really easy to use it as a reflected light meter. And I found it, I tested it with this, and I found it to be accurate. In my own personal use, I prefer a incident light meter using a dome in place of where the subject is. But if you're shooting landscapes, you can't always get to where that subject is. You have to shoot across the lake. That's where a reflected light meter comes in handy. But it has a aperture priority mode. You can just set the aperture, it'll set the shutter speed. It has a shutter priority mode. You can lock the exposure once you make it. I actually found it to be pretty smart, and I like the design of it. It feels heavy. It feels a little bit solid so that it doesn't feel like plastic junk. And the wheel that changes the exposure, it goes in third stops. Is that right? Yeah, it goes in third stops, and you can change that, and your reading is nice and bright and clear. And I thought that was pretty well designed. And since you never have to really deal with batteries, you just charge it up. It has one little button for on and off, and that's about it. I thought it was a decent model. I think the company said it would just be over $100. It's an XH-2 is the model number, and I would give it a thumbs up. If you're looking for an on-camera light meter, that would be something that you can put on top of your hot shoe, kind of like on a Leica M3 or any of the unmetered Leicas. That's a pretty decent setup, and it's small and it's not unattractive. I wonder if they will come out with a chrome version for people who have chrome cameras, because that would fit perfectly on my black Leica M5. If I were putting it on a chrome body, it might stand out more, but in any case, there's a lot of great black cameras out there, and making a choice to make it a black light meter is still a good choice. So if you're in the market for a light meter for your camera that you want to put right on top and use it, I'd give it a thumbs up. And it doesn't seem like it's that terribly overly expensive for something that is pretty well built, nice quality feel in hand, and it was accurate. If you're not able to do incident light meter readings, where you can put the light meter right in front of the person or the subject that you're photographing, that's where an incident meter really comes in handy. And you might find that to be useful. I don't get paid to do it. They did say I could keep it. I might gift it to a friend, but it's one of those things where I said if I didn't like it, I would say so. But I did like it, so we'll be fair with them and say it seems like something that would be worthwhile if you're looking for something in your kit, small to mount on top of the camera. Some of the ones I've seen are a little wider. That one's got a nice narrowness to it, and I like that. All right, that's today's photography talk. Hey, if you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Thanks to all my supporters. I'll be back next week. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.